Hare Krishna. We wish to present the marriage of Lord Srinivasa in this year's Golu at our home. The story begins with the birth of Vedavati to Rishi Kushadwaja, who actually was a Rishi who was proficient in chanting the Veda, and as a result of his Veda Japa, he obtained Vedavati as a daughter, literally they say from his tongue. Vedavati from her childhood always wanted to marry Lord Narayana, and her father also supported her in that effort. There were even devatas like Varunadev who approached Vedavati's father for Vedavati in marriage, but Vedavati and her father refused. One Asur named Dhamba was attracted to Vedavati, and he ended up killing the father of Vedavati because he refused to give her hand. Vedavati then went to do tapasya to obtain Lord Narayana as her husband. It is at that time that Ravana came to attack her and pulled her by the hair. At that time, Vedavati invoked the Agni within herself and self-immolated her. But before leaving, she pronounced a curse on Ravana that she herself would come back and be the cause of death for Ravana. Much later in the Ramayana, we read about Sita at Panchavati, who, when Lord Ram went behind the deer Maricha, at that time Ravana comes to kidnap Sita. Before Lord Ram left the hermitage, he had prayed to Agni Devata, who was present in their hermitage as Lord Ram was doing Nitya Agnihotri, and he had asked Agni to protect Sita in case of any trouble. So when Ravana came to kidnap Sita, Sita went inside, and Agni Dev took Sita within her and allowed Vedavati to come out as a Maya Sita, which was kidnapped by Ravana. Much later, after Ram killed Ravana, when the Agni Pariksha happened, Maya Sita went in Agni, and both the Sitas were given back. Maya Sita, which is Vedavati, and the original Sita. And Sita Devi asked Ram to accept Vedavati also as his wife. Lord Ram refused, saying that in this avatara he is Ekapatni Vrata. He will accept only one wife. Then Vedavati again went to Agni, but Lord Ram promised that time that in Kali Yuga he would marry her. But since Lord Ram was not doing anything towards marrying Vedavati, Lakshmi in Vaikunta was already upset with Narayana. It is at that time that Bhrigu comes on behalf of all the sages. He first tests Brahma by standing arrogantly in front of him. He tests Shiva by saying that Shiva is very dirty and filthy, etc., thereby irritating both of them. And finally he comes to Lord Narayana and he kicks him on the chest. At that time Lord Narayana says to Bhrigu that I am very sorry, Bhrigu Muni, that your lotus feet are very soft and my chest is very hard, so you would have got hurt, and he begins to massage Bhrigu's feet. Bhrigu understands that among the three controllers it is Vishnu who is supreme. But Lakshmi Devi, who was already upset with Narayana, Vishnu, for not accepting Vedavati, becomes even more angry, and she leaves Vaikunta and comes down to this world in Kolhapur as Mahalakshmi. Then the Lord Narayana also decides to come down to the earth, and he comes to Tirupati, which is known as Varaha Kshetra, and he requests Varahadev to give him a place in Tirupati. Because Tirupati is the place where Varahadev rested after killing Hiranyaksha. Varahadev permits him, but says that whoever comes to have your darshan must first have my darshan as well. Srinivasa, in this particular Leela, is the son of Bakula Devi, Bakulamala. Bakulamala is none other than Yashoda, who had a desire to arrange at least one marriage of Krishna, because previously when Krishna had come and married 16,108 wives, Yashoda did not even participate in one of them. So in this particular Leela, Srinivasa wanted to fulfill all desires. The desire which were left behind, like the desire of Vedavati to marry him, the desire of Lakshmi Devi that Vedavati must marry him, and that of Yashoda that she wants to witness at least one marriage of Krishna. Meanwhile, Vedavati appeared on a Padma, lotus, and was found by the king and the queen, Dharani and Akashraj. They found this little girl on a lotus, and hence her name was Padmavati. As Padmavati grew into a princess, one day she was playing with her friends in a garden. At that time, Narad Muni appears and tells Padmavati, based on Samutrika Lakshana, that she will indeed have Narayan as her husband and the Lord will come very soon to meet her. Very soon, a mad elephant passed by and all the girls started teasing Padmavati that maybe this elephant only is going to marry her. Then Srinivasa appeared on a horse and it was love at first sight for both of them. They started speaking many sweet words to each other, which only they could hear. But the other girls felt little protective towards Padmavati and they threw stones at Srinivas and chased him away. This made Padmavati very morose and she fell sick. She was so sick that no doctor could effectively treat her. It is at that time that Srinivas appears as a gypsy woman along with a child, which was none other than Brahma, on his back, and he tells Padmavati's mother that actually your daughter has fallen in love. And if you marry her to the boy who she has fallen in love, then only she is going to be cured of her fever, else she will die. The mother of Padmavati asks, how will we know where is this boy? So the gypsy woman, who was none other than Srinivas, says, very soon his mother will come asking for the hand of Padmavati. Then Srinivas goes and tells Bakulamala that I am in love with this girl who is the princess. You please go and request her hand from the king and the queen. Bakulamala is reluctant, saying that this is a princess, how will she marry you? Since we are simple cowherd men here. So Srinivas says, no, you go and she will agree. And indeed, when Bakulamala goes, the marriage gets arranged. When the marriage is arranged, Brahma and Vishnu, they come to Lord Srinivas and say that all the Devatas and Asuras wish to attend this particular wedding. There were 33 crore Devatas, 66 crore Asuras and several Rishis. So then they were wondering how to arrange for all the gifts and the expenses of the marriage. It is at that time that Kubera gives a loan to Srinivas and it is signed on a stamp paper by Brahma and Shiva. And the deal is that in Kali Yuga, whoever goes and offers any donation to Balaji, it is towards the interest payment to Kubera. Then in the marriage, their next challenge was who will do the cooking, because a massive cooking had to be done. So Agnidev himself is invited as the cook and he arranges the cooking in what is now various tirthas in Tirupati. Deva Tirtha, Kumaradhara, Tumbu Tirtha, Pandu Tirtha, Akasha Ganga, Swami Pushkarini. In each of these ponds, one item is prepared by Agnidev. On the day of the marriage, there were certain rituals to be done, and for those rituals, they needed a woman. So they were wondering whom to obtain for this particular task. Then Brahmaji ordered Suryadev to go to Kolhapur and request Mahalakshmi to come to do these rituals. Since Mahalakshmi was already angry, they didn't tell her the truth. They just said that Srinivas is serious, please come immediately. So Mahalakshmi comes in great anxiety and then Srinivas tells her that I am serious now about marrying Vedavati, which was your long cherished desire. Thus Lakshmi Devi is also very pleased, and this particular marriage of Srinivas is extremely wonderful to hear because the desires of all the devotees like Padmavati, who was none other than Vedavati, Lakshmi Devi, who was Sita previously, and Yashoda, who was Bakulamala, all their desires are fulfilled. Anyone who hears this particular story will have their daughters married very wonderfully in this world, and their marriages also will remain very stable. Hare Krishna.